Okay, here we are. I am doing another house in house number one. And this was a big, huge, vacant, grassy lot, kind of on a farm. Look at, isn't this a beautiful view? Little farm over there with a waterfall and mountains. It's a really pretty lot. It reminds me a lot of like the places I grew up in Southern California, with the kind of dead grass fields with just sparse trees and big mountains. Where I was, this was kind of how the countryside looked like, if you could call a state that's mostly desert having a countryside. Anyway, so, but it's pretty. I like the way the game designers made this lot. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I was piddling about on this lot and then just all of a sudden decided I'm going to put a farmhouse on here and make this like a big old ranch, and that's what I did. So I found this floor plan online for a farmhouse that, I tried to keep as close to it as I could. Obviously, I took a few liberties, and house number one is a little limited on some of the how you can design and build, so this was as close as I could get. Anyway, so we'll go into the house and then we'll explore the outside, because there's a lot to see outside this house. So you come in the front door, there's a little entryway with just, little coat rack, and I tried to keep to a very kind of beigey brown theme, kind of a little boring, but whatever. So, and then to the right there's a study, little place for books, a couple chairs, little picture of a train, and then just a little spot to sit down and work on your desk. So I thought this was cute. Look, there's a little kitty picture. I thought that was cute. Anyway, so office space, study to the right when you come in, and then to the left is the dining room. I gave this like a big table, some nice decorations, a couple floral paintings. I thought that kind of went with the farmland place. Little etagere, I don't know what the hell those things are called. Anyways, and there's a little bar cart with some drinks and stuff. And then this is the living room and kitchen area, which I thought turned out pretty cute. There's a fireplace, just a nice little spot to sit down and relax and hang out, watch some TV, enjoy the fire. I'll put a bunch of books up. And then there's a little horse figure, which I thought was cute. And then this is the kitchen, big large kitchen with a nice island, all keeping with this kind of, oak theme for the wood. And then there's a little, casual dining space here for you and, with the family to have breakfast or whatever, late night snacks. And then this is like a butler's pantry, long pantry. I thought this was kind of a nice design idea. This would be kind of a great space for all the, kitchen-y needs. And then there's back hall here, and that is the garage. Remember, garages are boring, but the big, huge garage, which I thought was, I didn't do too much in there, but, I thought this was a convenient, access to your pantry drop-off if you, just get home with your groceries. There's a little powder room, very tiny, but, a little powder room like this doesn't need to be terribly big. I thought this was a cute little sink, but anyways, all right. So, and then here is a excuse me, a laundry room. So it's a little spot with an iron, washer, dryer, a little bit of storage for whatnots, and then little drop-off location, because if you were coming in from the garage, I figured you would probably want a good, this is probably where the homeowners would actually come in and out of the house from the garage, right? That would make sense. Then this is the master bedroom. It's a big bedroom. It's a very, very large bedroom. With a little vanity. There's a chair. I like my little skull mug with hot cocoa with marshmallows in it. I thought that was cute. And then a couple paintings. There's a big bed. Little spot with a TV. Nice big window to the backyard. Little bit of storage in here. And then this is the bedroom and closets. There's two closets, so you come in, there's a double vanity, and this is the first walk-in closet. The closets are, they're not terribly big, but there's two of them, so, and that was how the floor plan was, so I tried to stick to it. And then there's a little water closet with the toilet for you, and then this is the other, you got a tub, shower, And then this is the other closet, which is a little deeper, a little more room. So I would imagine this would be the hers and the others would be the his, right? His and hers closet, or for some cases, I suppose it would be hers and hers, and he can have a dresser out here, right? So let's go upstairs. There's a second floor. So you come upstairs, and there is just a little kind of, lounging living room area up here. I figured this would be where the kids are, so kind of gave it a, gaming theme. There's a little gaming console with some controllers, a big TV, and then down the hall here is a home gym with a very red theme. See how I like how House Flipper 2 lets you really, they have a lot of gym stuff, so it's a nice gym, I thought. And yeah, it's very nice, I thought. Very nice home gym. And then there's 2 bedrooms and a couple bathrooms over here, so there's a kind of a shared bath. Although I don't know why I did the shared bath. I don't know, the floor plan here I kind of finagled a little differently. So there is 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. Anyway, so you come in, this is kind of the girls' bedroom. There's like a little closet section, a little vanity, and then there's a little stand with a TV, and then a nice bed, all with this kind of nice pink theme. And she has a very nice view across the valley to the pretty waterfall over there. I thought that was kind of lovely. And then let's go into the other bedroom. And you come down here, and there's the other bedroom, kind of a green, so the boys kind of themed. And so just a bed. He also has a nice view across the hall there. And then he has a smaller bathroom, so little sink, toilet, little shower. Everything's kind of this dark, kind of green theme in here. So I thought this was nice. So, all right, let's go outside, because there's a lot of exciting stuff to see outside this house. You'll see. So if you come up, here's kind of the front walk. And there's a spot over here. This is I would imagine, the entry to the driveway. So you have an entry here to your driveway. And that's the garage that you saw earlier. And this is called the ranch. And then over here is a barn that I built. Isn't it cute? I even put some horses out here. So here's a spot that you can drive up. Has your hay and grain storage, right? It makes sense. And then we'll go around the other way. And then if you walk up this way, this was the door from the garage. So you have access out, some nice, quick, easy access out to your barn. So, and then here is the barn, a horse stable basically. Put some fake horses out here to just kind of give you the idea. There's, I think, 5 stalls? Yeah, 5 stalls. They all have a little run out in the back, so everybody can go out and do their thing. And then here is access to that grain storage. So put some hay out here, some straw out here. There's a little area for your, tack and whatnot. This is kind of all they give you really for accessories for horses. I wish they had tack. I would imagine if this was, built in a way that one would want as a horse owner, you would probably actually own this pasture over here, and this would just open out to that pasture. That was kind of my thought, so that you could just, lead the horses out directly. And then there is a little stairwell up, and then this is just extra hay storage. And if you own horses, you always need a bunch of, storage in the barn that's got a lot of free airflow and stuff like this. And then I put a little rocking horse up here as just more horse themed stuff. And then let's see, we'll go out more to the backyard. Look, I got some topiaries. There's a little fish pond. I thought that was a cute area. And there's a chicken coop. Put a big old chicken coop back here. It's black. I was in a dark mood. There's a little goat shed or llama shed or other animals, and then more, you could have horses or you could have cows back here in this other little barn area. So I thought this was nice. There's the little runouts for the stalls in the barn. And then we'll go to the other part of the backyard. It's a really pretty backyard, like that big purple tree. So you come down this way, and there's the master. And then this is just the backyard, entertaining. You've got a little seating area. There's some heating lamps out here. Little seating area with a barbecue. And then this is a little outdoor theater area, so you could sit here and watch some movies. And then there's a pool, little in-ground pool, not a big pool, The new House Flipper 2 pools are a lot more fun to build, I will say. And then you come back here, there's a little eating area with a little cover. And there's like a little hidden cave grotto in this lot that's like kind of off the lot. You see, there's just like this cave back here, so I made it into like a little entertaining, you can sit here and toast some marshmallows, maybe hang out. Maybe this would be a good spot for the kids to come if they want to get away from the parents, so you can kind of come and hang out here and hide. I thought this was fun, or anyways, I thought it was cute. I liked how the lot works. So that's kind of the house. Here's the back of the house, and the side. There's I was limited with what I could do based on how House Flipper 1 lets you build, so I couldn't keep everything as close to the anyways. Let's sell this puppy and see how it does. First, we're going to put it on a garden test. What do we think? English? Flower beds? Crops? No, I don't have crops. American? Barbecue spot? Swimming pool? Modern? Japanese? I don't know. I'm thinking American, right? Yeah, let's try American. Alright, I did good. New record. That should give me a good bonus. That'll give me a nice bonus to selling. Okay, so let's put this puppy on the auction. See how we do. You can see, I think I spent about 16 hours in this house, so I've spent a lot of time on this place, so hopefully I will make a good profit. Looks like I have a chance to make a pretty nifty profit here. 1.213 million. I think I'll take that. Okay, now we'll do some before and afters, and you can kind of see how I changed it. So that was how it started, and this is how it ended. I thought it turned out pretty good. Anyways, there you go. That's the house. Hopefully you had some fun watching. Bye!